Hello everybody, this is Bob Icino from Path Trading Partners along with my co-founder Mike Arnold. It is July 16th. This is a weekend update Path Chat covering individual stocks. So Mike's going to go through some of the ones we've been watching, some of the FANG stocks, some of the other important ones. If you're interested in the preview of this upcoming week and the review of last week, check out the Futures Path Chat weekend update. You can listen to about the first 10 minutes of that or so, and you could get, again, a review of last week and a quick update of the important events scheduled for this week. If not, then continue watching because I'm going to turn it over to Mike. Mike, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob. Weekly stock update. FNSR, again, trigger double top, still right around the trigger area, slightly above the base. Nothing else to report. We already hit the stop reduction area. NRG. This one was triggered a number of weeks ago. It was triggered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks ago. And look at the move now. This has hit the stop reduction zone. So now our stop is just below this 1475. Actually, we'd make it right around probably about this 1435 level right back in here. But you can see how these can have sometimes sudden moves. You just have to be very patient when they're on the weekly basis. This was a very nice move. FCX, nothing else to report, just sitting here in a sideways pattern. FNB, still basing just below the trigger entry point, but nothing else to report there. Qualcomm, still a potentially valid double that has not triggered yet. We'll see if it can get back above this 5904 level. Some of the FANG stocks we're watching. This Google did trigger a low probability or a lower probability because it's going against the weekly rotation zone, which many times you'll see it catch on these. That's why we say they're lower probability and we don't aggressively trade them. So you can see it going down, hitting the lower rotation zone and moving back up. Now, if you were going to short this, or if you did, your two stops on a closing basis would be above 960.87, and on a walkaway basis, if it traded through 969.99 or 970 on an intraday basis, that would get you out of the trade. So, nothing else to report with Google. Facebook, talked about this in the podcast, pulled back to the rotation zone, now moved higher to new highs. Our GAN projections based off this chart is 161.72 area, then 166.93 area for the next upside targets. Apple also catching on the weekly rotation zone, moving back up, getting above this key point. Anybody long Apple will be watching for a run up to the 153 level. That'll be the first key area of resistance before it will attempt to get to the new highs, but we'll see if it can get through this 153 level first. Amazon, also in rotation zone, moving back up. We're going to be watched to see if it can get back to the prior highs at 1017. All right, but we have some key areas here. If it does collapse down, it would have to get through this rising bottom of the rotation zone and a 25% GAN level at Brown. We're going to stay about 935 at this point before we'd be bearish at this point on Amazon. Netflix, again, dipping slightly below last week, the rotation zone, and slightly below the GAN level, moving back up, big move up, getting above this short-term swing high. So we're going to be watching for a potential return to about the 165 level. NVIDIA also dipping slightly in the rotation zone, right around the 37.5% GAN level, moving back up. We're going to be watching for new highs possibly this next week, and then we'll figure out our GAN projections from that. Tesla, bottom of the weekly rotation zone, moving back up. Let's take a look at Tesla now on a daily basis real quick. And you can see how it moved up to the bottom of the declining rotation zone. So all this area is now major resistance for Tesla. Tesla would have to get through all this area and probably back above the 347 before we even consider a longer term bullish trade, and it'd have to trigger something which we do not have a trigger for right now because all this is resistance. So any long trade would have to be a scalping nature to get through all this area. So that's what we're watching for on Tesla. And now also back to the weekly. If we do get a move back below this 302 level, it's not looking good for Tesla, and you could possibly see it fall to the 275. Finally, Shake Shack, just basing sideways about the middle of this horizontal trading range. We're watching for it to get back above this declining trend line to continue its move up. That's all we have for you in this weekly stock update. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks for that, Michael. The finishing off with Shake Shack all the time makes me hungry. Cheers, everyone. Appreciate you watching. Hit like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. And check out episode 80 of the Money Path Podcast. You can find it at pathtradingpartners.com. Cheers, everyone, and we will talk to you in the next Path Chat.